My name is Matthew. I am the new Men's Program Director at Life Choices Center in Binghamton, New York. It is both an honor and a privilege to have been selected to this position, and I'm excited about our future together as we move forward on the journey that God has for us. I'd like to tell you a little about myself. I was raised in the stereotypical middle-class home, the youngest of 3 children. My parents worked hard to support us and to provide for us, and to love us as best they knew how. As a young adult, I made some devastating choices that resulted in criminal justice involvement and a term of incarceration. During my incarceration, I experienced the wonderful and amazing event of fatherhood at the birth of my daughter, and just 3 months later, the catastrophic death of my own father. My father was not only my biggest supporter and advocate, but also the provider of my family. His death made me realize that simply being incarcerated was not the lowest point in my life, and that's when fear set in. My desire was to be the best daddy to my daughter that I could be, and to love, care, and provide for my family. Acknowledging that under my current circumstances, I couldn't do it on my own, I started on a journey to seek God. As the world welcomed in New Year's 2000, I found myself alone on my bed, curled up, crying out to God and through tears and desperation. And I actually challenged God that night. And I told him that if he was real and revealed himself to me, that I'd follow Jesus. Amazingly, the peace that enveloped me was so tangible that at that moment, I accepted the gift of salvation and accepted and welcomed Jesus as the Lord of my life. And as God stated in Deuteronomy 30, he had placed before me life and death, and at that moment, I chose life. I have come to realize that I am the sum total of all of my experiences. And my experiences have given me a love for others and a unique perspective to reach men, some of whom are facing the same situations and circumstances that I faced as a young man that led me to some horrible decisions. Today, it is my desire to lead men into healthy, life-affirming decisions, not only for themselves, but for their children and the mothers of their children. Years ago, God gave me a vision, and in it, I saw my deliverance from the Egypt that I had created, the crossing of my Jordan, which was the Susquehanna River, and into my promised land, a land flowing with milk and honey, which is the greater Binghamton area. And at times over the years, as I've shared this vision and the description of it, people have laughed. But I have chosen to look beyond the giants in this land and to see the good in this community that today I call home. I see myself today in this vision that God had given me years ago. And I see that Life Choices has become my role and my purpose in this community. Now it is my desire to help men identify, face, and defeat the giants in their lives that may be holding them back to reaching their God-given purposes and potentials. This will be accomplished with God's wisdom, the Holy Spirit's guidance, in partnership with our amazing staff, mentors and volunteers, our supporters, and community partners.